computer audio.
Look, I don't even need any light.
It'll just say Slop Talk Podcast. That's why I have the lights. Actually, 1 second here.
Shut up.
Fell behind on editing.
Shut up.
Bougie. Anyways. All right.
The suspense is killing me. I don't know what he's doing.
What's good, Slop Talk, man? Welcome to episode 12, and we have just had the POV and the eviction episode. And what a crazy episode. Some good points to be making here. I'm just letting you know, some good points to be making. Some back up what I said before, but welcome to Slop Talk. We are ending week five in the house, and we have Danny and I'm Chris, and here we go. So POV, a little gym physical. I definitely didn't see it playing out the way it did. Whether it was about,
sorry, my mind fast forwarded to BRITINI in that last chapter.
Okay, so let's just skip it. Everybody falls out. It's between BRITINI and Alyssa in the end, and it's not like like the NFL Combine physical challenge. It is like a really weird physical challenge, and it's just kind of these repeated motions that they have to do. But the last one is like they put their head in this like helmet, and they have a GoPro here, and they get a point for every time they go left to right with their head.
It hits against some kind of timer.
Yeah, and they're supposed to keep their body still, but it's just like hit, and it counts like every time. And the one who does it the most obviously wins POV, right? BRITINI on that last thing, I mean, she should be on a horror movie on just how possessed she became. I mean, just like eyes wide, it's like she blacked out and she just went into overdrive. If you guys thought overdrive was her being extra on camera and haven't seen the POV episode, go watch the POV episode. That's about 140% extra that BRITINI could get. Oh my goodness.
Sure concussed after that.
Yeah, I mean, she was determined to win. Just a comment going back, when Derek X lost, the little crying, "It's my birthday, please don't take my money."
We're gonna have to discuss this, because that was like,
can I take the 5,000?
Come on, Derek, please don't.
Kind of set the tone for me for the rest of both episodes, and probably for the rest of the season. Because if SB didn't annoy me enough, that moment when she's like, well, in the very beginning, first she's just like, "It's my birthday week." First of all, I hate when a house guest always make it like, "It's my kid's birthday and they're gonna eliminate me," or, "Oh, it's my anniversary. Oh, it's like,
it's
whatever.
Groundhog Day."
Yeah. You're gonna, for the sympathy vote. And it's just like, okay, like, come on, SB, with her sunglasses on. So we can go back. I just had to blurt out laughing.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
So SB is Claire obviously does her the little monologue you hate, and she's just like, "I don't need to win this. I would like to, but I don't need to win this," and she's out, right? Claire. And then SB, she really wants to win it, but she feels a little safe, but then she just doesn't make the cut in the second one, and then she's out, and she takes Claire's prize, and Claire gets some punishment, and she's stuck with that unless somebody steals it from her. But SB takes like $5,000. Oh wait, no, Claire had
Power veto. Sorry, Claire had power veto. SB loses, and SB pulls $5,000 out. She chooses not to swap, which throws everybody off. Like, you're on the block, you have a chance, even though like it's gonna get stolen from you. Like, take the power of veto. Like, that shouldn't be a thought. But she doesn't, so everybody's kind of thrown off. And even people that are playing for SB are like, come on, like, you just expect us to do the work for you? Because Alyssa and Kylan are playing for SB to save her. And so
they're a little ticked off, but they still play hard. Kylan goes out next, and he gets the I think it's the donkey or the jackass club. Jackass of clubs.
Yeah, some unitard challenge of some sort, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you asked for it and they gave it to you in plenty. It was like, I just want one unitard, and it was like three costumes. Yeah, full on.
Yeah, he switches for the power of veto.
Yeah. So he switches for the power of veto. And then Derek loses, and he obviously doesn't need the power of veto. But
he says like, oh, I'm gonna get the 5K, and it pans over to SB, and she's like, she just looks like she's gone through it, first of all, and I'm like, what did you do? You got eliminated like the second round. But she's like, please don't do this to me, just please don't do this to me. And then Derek is just like, I just couldn't do it. I would have been like, sorry, it's a game, give me the $5,000.
Give me, that's mine. That's mine. It's a game. I get it. It's your birthday. I'll make you a club sandwich when we get back in the house. But
those club sandwiches look fire though.
So punishment, Kylan has to make club sandwiches whenever the house gets. They only showed him make it once, but the first time he made it, they did look fire. And I don't know if that was the ingredients that they supplied Kylan with, or just Kylan's a good chef.
I think they probably gave him like a basket of ingredients.
Of good ingredients. But I mean, those club sandwiches look fire. I mean, I was like, man, everyone's complaining. I was like, that actually looks really good. And then Alyssa and Brittany are the last ones up there. And like I said, last challenge, Brittany just goes possessed, just crazy on it, and wins. And she takes that 140% and corrects me, and goes 180% extra because she won. And more power to her. More power to her. And so Brittany gets POV. Obviously, she's going to pull herself off the block. She loves the fact that she can pull herself off the block, even if she knows she's just a pawn. She's going to do it. And it helps Derek's plan overall. And so they go back in the house, and immediately Derek goes into the king of the latrine, or is it the king of the latrine?
Lord of the latrine.
Lord of the latrine.
Your worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Punishment.
Horrible punishment.
Hey, Chris, I know that you're sleeping, but I need to go pee.
That was the worst, where he got woken up by Tiffany in the middle of the night. Like, he's like, no, come on. So every time someone the bathroom is locked, and it's the only bathroom in the house, obviously. Every time somebody has to go, they have to go get Derek. He has to unlock it and then announce.
I think I didn't realize that that's the only bathroom in the house. I don't think I've ever really
there's the HOH. You can use the HOH bathroom. Yeah.
But I think I just never, I mean, I'm not surprised, but I think I just never really paid attention to like, oh, that's the only bathroom.
Yeah. That's the only bathroom.
I thought maybe, people use that because maybe it's closed, or you get a little more privacy, or,
Yeah. And it's a great, on the producers and the directors of Big Brother, it's great because everyone has to use the bathroom. You're gonna cross paths, especially starting off with like 16 people.
Yeah, you
only have 2 showers, you have 1 toilet, like everyone's gonna cross paths going in there. So it is the only bathroom except for the HOH. The HOH has their own bathroom upstairs in the suite. But other than that, I mean, it comes down to is Sarah Beth gonna pull herself off the block, right? And of course she is, which is a great move for her. And leading up to that, they make
Derek's
it seem
worse. Go.
They make it seem like Derek is conflicted because his shot this week is to take shots at Derek X. And I mean, not Derek, at Christian. He wants to take a shot at Christian, and leading up to replacing Brittany, he has talks with multiple people. The dumbest thing he did, in my opinion, was he told Alyssa.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was like, the worst decision Derek could possibly have made is having a little heart-to-heart with Alyssa. And his reasoning was like, hey, I'm going to have to see her next week. Maybe it'll be a softer blow if I just kind of tell her now, which ends up getting out of control, which Derek has to know that that was probably going to happen. It was probably eating him up inside kind of. And, you know, I was noticing the relationship and, you know, that everybody has in the house, and they seem all pretty close. So he probably was like, oh God, if I just completely blindside them, then I'm not really going to talk to them, because he'll just get blindsided. You go straight into the HOH. You don't really get to talk about why or whatever. And then someone else wins HOH, and then he's screwed because he never got to really explain. So it was probably just eating him up. So he tells Alyssa, he says who he's going to backdoor. He wants a backdoor Christian. Alyssa freaks out. And at this point, it's too late. Whether you put him up or not, it's too late, because now you have a target. So you might as well just go for it.
Yeah, I didn't believe anything Alyssa, Xavier, or Christian were trying to pitch to him that, hey, I'll be your shield. You're safe if you keep me around. I was like, none of that, because they know now that you're putting him up. I was like, none of that. None of that's true.
Yeah.
So.
No, I agree. And then it's so funny because every time someone has like a little like heart to heart, like here comes Xavier just like snacking on something, or he's just like, hey, what are we talking about? And no one's ever like, hey man, now I'm talking to, like, oh yeah, come on. Like he just always shows up. And you know, Tiffany shouldn't, I wouldn't, if I was Christian, I wouldn't want Tiffany, what's her name? Alyssa, like trying to get votes for me, because she's just too much. She's just like, you know, you're going, you know, like she's just too intense. And so like, if anything, that would turn people off. But yeah, so it gets around the world, it gets around the house. Well, the Kings anyways. And then the Kings are kind of just like, and Xavier's like, well, Christian's my boy, but I mean, if it's not me, then it's not me. And same with Sarah Beth. Sarah Beth knew the whole plan
from the beginning,
before the power of veto. Which that's another thing. Why she wanted the 5K so bad. And if I was Derek, I would have been like, you're lucky I even told you what the plan, you know what I mean? Like she should have worked, because she would have worked harder for the power of veto, I bet you.
Yeah.
But anyways, so the Kings are kind of like frazzled about it, and Christian then realizes, oh, I'm going to have to start to get some votes in the house. I need to start talking to people.
Yeah. So replacement, Brittany pulls herself off, Christian goes up, and obviously now it's campaigning time, right? Who is going to vote for Christian? Because at the moment they're at a 9 vote. There are 9 votes of people who can vote. 5. You need 5 votes to stay. He counts them down. He's like, I don't have Alyssa and I don't have Xavier. So I got to go out and get 3 more votes. And it comes down that he thinks he can get it with the Jokers, at least 2 of the Jokers. And he thinks the swing vote is Tiffany. So he pleads to Tiffany, like, hey, I talked to the Jokers. You know, I can get 2 of them. You're the swing vote. Like, I need you to vote for me and to stay. And he pitches a pretty good game. He pitches a pretty good he makes a good case to Tiffany. And I honestly believe, no matter how the producers cut it, Tiffany was actually feeling the idea of keeping Christian around. But on that note, again, I'm gonna reiterate this: Tiffany getting too big for her bridges. She got too high and mighty with the little power you actually have. And this is my thing about Big Brother and alliances. You have to understand there's no real leader, right? Because in the scheme of things, no matter if you have a 4-person alliance, a 6-person alliance, a 9-person alliance, everybody is also trying to get to the end to win the money and make a case to jury that they deserve it. There's no leader. You either play it with alliance and you make it a group thing, or you do like Tiffany and think you're the boss. And so
I felt differently, but that's okay. I was just kind of indifferent towards it. I could see where, like, okay, Tiffany, we need to, like, you need to sit this one out. This isn't your place to start, you know, moving things around. But Derek loses it. And then we just see the turmoil within the Jokers, and then with Tiffany, and Derek is kind of just like, No, we're not. I mean, I loved his whole like monologue about Tiffany and thinks she's just too pushy. Like, who does she think she is? We're part of the cookout, and they both are saying the same thing, right? They're both like, we're part of the cookout. How are we not,
involved in anything?
Yeah. Anyways, he has very strong opinions about Tiff. Derek is threatening to just blow the cookout up, which I was kind of like, okay, let's calm down, Derek. But at the same time, I'm like, is it an alliance? Like, are you guys just like, and then Xavier's like, for the culture, we're doing it for the culture, and then Tiffany's just like, no, I want to talk to BRITINI. But I was kind of annoyed when they wanted to talk to BRITINI, and then Derek and Azal were like, oh no, well, we're gonna go too. Like, why do they want to see her? Can I ask you? And Christian's like, I don't know. They're just asking for her. They're like, well, why? And he's just like, dude, I don't know. And they just get up and go. And I was like, okay, like, come on. Like, so all of a sudden they become bodyguards for BRITINI, and it actually didn't really mean anything. I think they just kind of showed it for the drama, because in the end, it didn't really matter. They voted against him.
Yeah, I think although they did show the drama, I think it did matter a little bit. I think Tiffany realized she couldn't get the other votes to swap. And so in the end, she had to vote with the House because she didn't want to be the other vote other than the Kings, right? Other than Xavier. Because if it was, 5-4, the 5 are going to be like, well, who were the other 2 that voted for Christian, right? Because we know Alyssa, we know Xavier, but who were the other 2 that made it so close? Right. And so I think it did. I think it did help a little bit for Derek X's game to get Christian out. But
I mean, it definitely, Derek had to go. Christian had to go. SB, as much as I would want her to go too, but I like Derek X, and so for his game, I would want him to have the person he wanted out. And I'm curious if the Jokers decided not to vote for, or why they voted for Christian. And I'm curious if it has anything to do with the argument with Tiffany, that they just kind of wanted to go against her, or if they originally just wanted him out. But I mean, they seem to be playing more like the game. They're like, well, he's the biggest competition by far.
But as far as the Jokers and Derek X and the cookout and slaughterhouse and the royal flush and the French kisses, I think we might see a new alliance coming here. I think Derek F is at the point where he's not about the cookout. That he doesn't feel like it's an actual group thing, that he's just going along with whatever the top 3 that we talked about last week are deciding. And I think him and the other Jokers start to become buddy with maybe my man Derek X and Hannah,
because they're starting to be more of the outcasts. If you're gonna say something, they're just not as involved, I guess, in the game. But the thing you have to keep in mind is that the royal flush holds a little more weight because there are more people involved in the royal flush, where I think when it comes down to eliminating other people that aren't in the cookout is going to end up being stronger in the long run if they can just hold on to it, you know what I mean?
But I'm holding on for a new alliance. Alliance. I want to see one form. I want to see a kind of a power shift in the House. I think because of what happened this week with the power grab and the alliances kind of squabbling between each other, I think Sarah Beth gets an extra week of safety. I think she's like one of those ones where they're like, well, let's take the focus off, and now there's big players that have to go up now. And it's going to be Xavier, or it's going to be Tiffany, or it's going to be Derek X.
Well, if Sarah Beth is smart, she'll sit this one out and let other people kind of just
fight. Let them fight it out.
Yeah. Trust me, I want Sarah Beth to go. But if she was smart, she'd just be like, okay, let other people just show that they're more competitive. They're smarter at things. So Christian gets evicted. 9-2, 7-2. How many people are in the House?
7. I think it's 7-2. I think it was 7-2. Yeah.
I think it was 7-2 too. And he knew it. He even mouthed 7-2. He already knew. And then they say their goodbyes. Everyone's it just seems like everybody gets along with one another for the most part. And he leaves, he smooches Alyssa, gives her a long goodbye
Not
kiss.
just smooches, like romantic rom-com kisses her on the way out the door.
Some people were surprised by that.
I think they were surprised that he did it on the way out. I think everyone knew they were in a relationship.
Okay.
But I think as much as we saw on cameras, I don't think around the other house guests they were like kissing and all over each other. They were close and they would maybe like flirt or whatever, but I don't think they were like I don't think they were doing PDA with each other around other house guests. So when they did the PDA, I think it was more of a surprise that they let that out before. But I do think that like the whole house already knew like that was going to be a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, he exits, and now finally open the door and I can see clear into the house from there. And I love it just because it is like the one moment, and I'm sure what the house guests actually see is just bright lights and maybe a camera. They probably don't see much, right? But being able to see into the house, I'm like, finally I get to see them like act crazy at the door. And then they had, Christian's interview with Julie goes a certain way. And I'm glad he admitted that he respected Derek X's game, because he was like calling him a coward and like, why wouldn't you let me play for safety during this whole trauma?
That whole thing bugged me a little bit, because I was like, okay, he's a coward. Like because if it was anyone else, he would have been like, all right, well, whatever, do what you got to do. But because it's him, I get it though. I get it. I mean, but it's strategic though,
you don't give him a chance.
Back door.
Yeah, you don't give him the chance. And I think Christian was just mad that he hadn't decided to take a shot before Derek did, and I think that was more of the anger. And at the end, like I said, he realized how smart it was for him not to play and not to get a chance to win his own safety.
I think from the very beginning, Derek was like, I'm getting Christian out. Like that was his, I mean, it showed parts where he's like, shit, am I making a mistake? That was his plan from the very beginning, and he executed it and it happened. And, even when, was it Hannah or SB said, okay, but what if Alyssa wins? She's going to take SB down. And he says, if she wins Power of Veto, I'm telling her, if she takes SB down, I'm putting Christian up. And I was like, dang, savage. He had it all figured out. Like
he did.
You could tell he was like spent nights just laying there, like probably on the hammock, like, and Hannah was probably just throwing like, different scenarios at him, and he had it all figured out. So in the end, Christian went home. And
they announce a new contest, a new saving power of game-changing powers, and it's at the Big Brother Casino, which, by the way, if they open a Big Brother Casino in Vegas, I'm all for it. Like,
I want to
go. Let's theme out the rooms like every season they've ever had, like, right? Like, I mean, let's do this. All right, big CBS, you need to buy a hotel.
This game though.
But so America gets the vote. And by the way, if you didn't get it, I will help you out. The number is 97979.
Did you vote?
I did vote.
Okay, let's talk about at the end. Let's talk about the end who you would have voted for.
Is this not the end?
It is the end. I mean,
yeah. Okay. Well, so you get three. There's three powers. There's the
take yourself off.
Take yourself off the block.
Second veto. There's a second veto.
Yeah, second veto. There's a second veto, and then there's one that she says gain control over the highest power. She doesn't tell you what you actually get.
Yeah, there's another one I did.
But there was like a take control of the highest power for the week or something, which I'm assuming is you just get to change the HOH's nominations. Yeah, or something around that. Some big things to take away here. Claire is no longer safe, but I think she's worked her way into like a little niche where she's really not thought of, especially with this whole struggle of power, where she'll make it at least a couple more weeks.
Maybe
before she goes up, or at least she'll be a pawn.
Everyone will be a jury member now, unless you're the final two.
Yep. So we're at jury. Which I think at this point, I would be a little bit happy I made it this far. Right? You get paid for the rest of the season. You get to go to the jury house, hang out. And although it isn't the 750K. You played a good game to get past the initial, I don't know what, 5.
You don't have to go home a complete loser.
Yeah.
And so regarding the game changing power, so you get to bank your money. So each winner or the top winner gets 100, and then the next person 75, and everyone else is going to get $50. You get the option to spend it depending on what the power is, or you can bank it for next time. Of course, you're going to rely on your position of that week. Like, do I need it? Do I need a power? So it'll be interesting to see who decides, like, yeah, I'm safe. I'm just going to save this, because I have a feeling some people might get a little cocky and be like, no, I'm going to save it because I want something bigger. And then,
well, also who voted for them, right? Like, so they get 175 and $50 depending on how many votes they got. And if they only get $50, but they want to try for like the highest power, I mean, you got to bank it at that point. And it's basically on how you feel, right? Like you said, it's how you feel your status is in the house, and
who wins HOH, how comfortable you are. And so this is kind of telling for them to know what America thinks of them, I think, because it seems like people are going to vote for the people that they want to have the most power, essentially, because they're going to get the most money. So who would you have given the money to?
So I don't have to say who would I, because I already voted.
Okay.
I already voted, and I texted all 10. You get up to 10. I voted all 10, and all 10 went to Derek X.
Me too.
All right. High five. Air high five. All right.
Just because I felt like, let's give him all, because he needs to be a little protected. He's kind of the target because what he did. Let's just give him as much money as possible. So if he feels like he's in the position, let's say Hannah doesn't win power of veto, he's like, okay, I'm going to have to use some kind of power. So
exactly.
And Derek X definitely went up on the top of my list. So
I wanted him to be able to save himself this week, because I feel like if he doesn't have some kind of safety through, let's say, like SB or Hannah, or forms another alliance with whoever might win, I feel like he needs to survive the storm of what just happened, because he took a big shot. There's going to be people who are angry because Christian and Xavier are really close. Christian and Alyssa were in a showmance. Christian kind of pleaded his case on why he should stick around, and put a target on Derek X's back by, like, he's a strong competitor. He already won this many comps, all this kind of stuff. So I feel like he just needs one extra week to kind of weather the storm.
Yep. Let things settle, and then kind of make a case to be around with some of the other stronger players. And, they realize, okay, he's not really a threat. He just wanted Christian out. Had nothing to do with the Kings or the Royal Flush. He wanted to take out a big target. And then, because it's easy right now, like whether you're Xavier, you're Derek F, you're Tiffany, anybody, they could easily just say, I'm just going to put Derek X up because I wasn't involved in his plan. And I feel like,
and that's the house's vote, right? And then, and whoever is the HOH, they can easily say, well, I was the HOH who got Derek X out, who was, Christian and Derek X were 1 and 2 as far as comp beats, right? At the time. And so I feel like he just needs to weather the storm, let everyone calm down, get over this week, and then everything will go back to how good is your strategy. And that's why I voted for him. With all 10 of my votes, America, all 10 of my votes, Slop Talk Fam. All right. I used all of them. Like, I didn't even think like, okay, let me give like 5 to Derek X and maybe 5 to Hannah, or like split them out. Nope. All 10 Derek X, just like copy, paste, send, paste, send. Just 97979. All right, guys.
I've even asked my coworker, not that she's like the telling or like the representative of America, but I asked her who she voted for. She's like, I gave all 10 to Derek X. And I was
there we go.
Okay, so I have a feeling people respect him and they want to see him go farther. So
yeah. And I definitely think he's playing a good game. I don't think he was being malicious. I don't think he did anything. He didn't lie to anybody about his game. I think he just played a clean game, and he's strategic, and he's a comp beast. So I think he should stick around for at least one more week to see how that plays out.
Yep. And they didn't do an HOH this episode. So
yeah, and they ended with that, which no HOH. Obviously Sunday that'll come and it'll start off, and that'll probably be half of the episode, which we know we're getting down to lesser people when Big Brother changes kind of the schedule, how things go. Because normally they would play the whole HOH this episode, or they would play half of it, and now they're not playing it all. You have to wait till Sunday. This is when BB has to kind of like fill time and move things around to keep you engaged, because there's so little people around.
Yeah. All right.
So interesting week. Let's go Derek X. Like I said, I'm gonna keep talking to you guys. Slop Talk Fan, please text 97979. Text Derek X. I think that's what it's going by. I don't think you have to put their full name. Just Derek X. Don't put Derek, because Derek F may get it. Put Derek X. Let's keep that man safe for at least one more week and see how this plays out. As always, Slop Talk Fam, subscribe if you haven't, ring that bell so you're notified. Click the like on all of our videos. I'm the latest one just posted, so I don't know how many likes it has so far. Let's get up to 4 on that one. Let's get up to 4 on this one. I like to see at least 4 people like what content we're putting out. Comment blindside below. First 2 people comment blindside, I'm gonna contact you. We just got Slop Talk stickers. First 2 people, I'm gonna ship out some Slop Talk stickers. So comment below, Slop Talk. You'll get a Slop Talk sticker. This is about a 3x3 sticker. It's quality, guys. Waterproof. You can stick it on anything. Vinyl sticker. Slop Talk. Boom. All right. Ooh, look at that. Slop Talks just came in hot off the press. Comment below if you made it this far. Like, subscribe. Comment below. Comment blindside below. I will contact you from our Slop Talk account, and then we'll get the sticker out to you. First 2 people, and not you, and you know who I'm talking to. You don't get one. All right. Otherwise, I appreciate you guys coming to watch. Thank you. Have a good one.
See ya.
Bye.